Hello, I'm Joe Wiederhorn, President of the Associated Medical Schools of New York. For over 25 years, we have been supporting programs that help underrepresented students enter and successfully complete medical school. Recent studies have shown that when physicians and patients are of the same race and ethnicity, health outcomes improve. Yet in New York State, 32% of the population are persons of color, and only 12% of practicing physicians are. This discrepancy has been underscored by COVID-19. It also shows how important our programs are. I want to thank the New York State Legislature for all of your support, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you.
Why is it important to ensure that communities of color are served by doctors who look like them?
I think there's a cultural experience that you have that you bring into doing your job, and it's been proven that a lot of the disparity that you see in healthcare is not so much because there aren't some doctors or enough doctors to take care of people, but there's a cultural divide where people are not understanding each other. Doctors don't understand the patients don't understand the doctors, and if that happens, then there's a break. Diversity in medicine allows us an opportunity to help doctors get to the point where they not only become good practicing doctors, but they serve in the communities that need them the most. I mean, I personally know doctors who have been through this initiative and are successfully practicing medicine right now in the great community of Buffalo.
My name is Juan Vasquez. I'm a third-year medical student at Albert Einstein College of Medicine and an AMSNY post-baccalaureate alum. I believe in diversifying New York's doctors because I believe that our physician workforce should reflect and represent our patient population. Here at Einstein, our backyard, the Bronx, is home to an incredibly racially and ethnically diverse patient population, and as a Latino future physician, I look forward to serving this community. Diversity in medicine pipelines and scholarships work because they help in achieving this mission of diversifying our doctors. As the son of immigrant working class parents, the commitment to medical school financially can be overwhelming and daunting. But as the recipient of AMSNY's Diversity in Medicine Scholarship, some of that burden is relieved. And in the future, I can better focus and care for the patients in my community. So with that, I want to thank the New York State Legislature for prioritizing diversity in medicine.
I'm Dr. Tracy Gardner. I am the Medical Director and Chief Medical Officer at the Children's Village. I am also the Director of Community Engagement at New York Medical College. We see barriers to underrepresentation at every level within our healthcare system. It starts as early as high school with school counselors saying things to young people like you might want to consider something else in regards to maybe not being a doctor but some other field. So we have to look at how are we embedding the representation in every part of our healthcare system. As Dr. Reed says, who's the Dean of Diversity and Community Partnerships in Harvard, you really have to look at embedding it into the DNA of your systems, including your medical schools and including our hospitals and the like, and practicing physicians. I would like to thank the New York State Legislature for their support and diversity in our medical programs. And thank you for this opportunity.
I'm Maggie Castro, Associate State Director of Multicultural Engagement for AARP New York. AARP has always been committed to addressing diverse needs of our communities of color. Over the past several years, we have focused particularly on disrupting racial and ethnic disparities which can be seen everywhere, especially in healthcare. The COVID-19 pandemic has shed light on what we already knew, that there are significant and disproportionate health impacts on people of color, especially older people of color. Our first Disrupting Racial and Ethnic Disparities report, released in 2018, identified a variety of contributing factors that have led to the huge disparities in health outcomes including cultural competency. As we said then, and we believe still holds true, New York State should act swiftly to reduce healthcare disparities by increasing access to care for people of color and improve the quality and cultural competency of such care. Doctors of all racial and ethnic backgrounds, especially doctors of color, are key to this effort. We believe all levels of government should support public health workforce development, including strategies to ensure the diversity of the workforce. A more diverse healthcare workforce, especially more doctors of color, will be able to uniquely serve our aging New Yorkers of color. As healthcare needs continue to become more complex, now is the time to continue supporting and growing diverse field of healthcare providers to better serve our families, friends, and neighbors. Thank you.
I successfully completed the AMSNY post-bac program at the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences in Buffalo, New York, and I am a proud four-time recipient of the AMSNY Diversity in Medicine Scholarship. Diversity in Medicine scholarships like AMSNY's work because students can focus on being the best patient advocate that they can be without the burden of debt that medical school often results in.
Hello, my name is Ahmed Mohammed, and I'm a civic engagement and community organizer at the New Pride Agenda, a nonprofit dedicated to advancing the rights and protections of queer New Yorkers across the state. As a community organizer, I've had the honor of working alongside medical professionals, health and human service providers, as well as activists working to make healthcare more accessible and impactful. I believe in diversifying New York's doctors because having a representative sample of doctors across the state that reflect the communities that they care for is crucial to eradicating healthcare disparities and ensuring that health outcomes are equal regardless of race or ethnicity. Diversity in medicine is required to understand the nuances of our diverse communities, and which in return empowers the state to achieve some of its most ambitious healthcare or medicine goals, such as eradicating or ending the HIV/AIDS epidemic and increasing usage of PrEP, particularly amongst communities of color. We need to come together to intentionally achieve these goals, and I thank the New York State Legislature for your time.
Hi, my name is Dr. Diana Badillo. I am the Assistant Dean of Diversity and Inclusion at NYU Long Island School of Medicine and a practicing family medicine physician. I am also a member of the Associated Medical Schools of New York's Committee for Diversity and Multicultural Affairs. I believe in the importance of diversifying New York's doctors. While approximately a third of New Yorkers are underrepresented racial and ethnic minorities, only 12% of our physicians fall into this category. It has been well established that a diverse physician workforce expands access to healthcare, ensures a comprehensive research agenda, and overall generates greater innovation, creativity, and discoveries. And a diverse educational environment for our medical students has been shown to encourage intellectual engagement, empathy, racial understanding, and overall improved satisfaction with the educational experience. The evidence is clear. Diversity is a driver of excellence that ultimately improves patient care and healthcare experiences for all.
Hi, my name is Dr. Taisha Benjamin, and I am the Director of Pediatrics for Community Healthcare Network. I believe in diversifying New York City physicians because we need to dismantle the barriers and biases that exist in healthcare today. We have studies that actually show that patients identify better with providers that come from the same racial and ethnic backgrounds as they do. When we talk about diversity, it's important that we not only include race, but other characteristics, such as gender, such as sexual orientation, and such as religion. When we encompass all these things together, we communicate better with our patients. I was born in the Bronx and had the unique opportunity to complete my medical education also in the Bronx. I was able to help serve the people in my neighborhood, which was important in helping to shape the person that I am today. I strongly believe in diversity in medicine. I think that it does influence and improve on healthcare outcomes. As our population continues to grow and become more diverse, it will be important for physicians to also have diversity. I want to thank New York State Legislature for including diversity in our medical programs. Thank you.
I am Dr. David Milling, and I am the Senior Associate Dean for Student and Academic Affairs at the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. I also serve as director of the AMSNY Post-Baccalaureate program housed here at the medical school in Buffalo, New York. Diversity in medicine matters. Patients from underserved backgrounds do much better with regards to their health outcomes when they're cared for by physicians who share their ethnic and racial backgrounds. Additionally, students from underrepresented backgrounds thrive with the help of these programs, which helps to give them the extra push that they need to be successful in medical school without the distractions that many have as they go through their undergraduate careers. We thank the New York State Legislature for their support of these pipeline programs and look forward to continuing this important work with your assistance.
Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Lastra. I'm from Long Island and I'm currently a fourth year medical student at Stony Brook University after completing the ASMNY linkage program. So coming from an immigrant family and growing up in a underserved community, I've met a lot of young people that wanted to pursue medicine but just didn't have the tools or resources. I think AMSNY has been doing such a good job at bridging the diversity problem in medicine by arming these people with the tools that they need to pursue a career in this field. I think one of the awesome parts about the program is that a lot of the graduates often come back to the communities they came from to fill the voids of healthcare there. Being able to go to medical school is a huge privilege, and I can't thank AMSNY enough. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for your continued support.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Gardier, Associate Professor of Behavioral Medicine at the Touro College of Osteopathic Medicine in Harlem, New York City. Thanks to support from the New York State Legislature and Governor Andrew Cuomo, we are training future doctors to find and engage in new treatments and cures for illnesses that plague our neighbors, while at the same time working to increase diversity in medicine so that our physicians can truly be reflective of the people we serve. Better health for all in New York is our goal, and we are grateful to the state for supporting us.
I want to be a doctor so that I can serve as a voice for my community, a voice that guides individuals no different than myself into journeys of better education, healthcare, and overall quality of life. Many of us are limited not by intellect, but by the socioeconomic status we were born into. Limitations aside, I have no doubt that students of color can and will surpass any expectations. I ask you, my representative, for your continued support in the AMSNY Diversity in Medicine Scholarship. Help us become the doctors we are destined to be.
Hi, my name is Cecilia Gentili, and I am the Vice Chair at the board of the new Pride Agenda. As a woman of trans experience, as an immigrant, as a person of color, I think that representation when it comes to medical providers is so important. You see, it is so cool when you go to see a medical provider and somehow you can see a little bit of yourself in the other side. When we have doctors and nurses and medical assistants that reflect who we are able to establish better relationships with them. And when we have a better relationship with our medical providers, our health improves. And we should all have the best health.
My name is Diana Perez, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at the Albert Einstein College of Medicine and a graduate of the Associated Medical Schools of New York Medical Scholars Program at SUNY Upstate Medical University. I believe in diversifying the New York State physician workforce because despite 31% of the population being composed of underrepresented minorities, only 12% of physicians come from these backgrounds. Diversity in medicine programs and scholarships like the Associated Medical Schools of New York make a world of a difference because they help students like myself achieve the dream of becoming doctors and serving underserved communities. So I want to thank the New York State Legislature for prioritizing diversity programs like this because they really do help. Thank you.
I'm Jenny Williams, Assistant Dean for Student Diversity at the Renaissance School of Medicine. I also serve as a member of the Committee on Diversity and Multicultural Affairs with the Associated Medical School of New York. I believe in diversifying New York's doctors because although 1/4 of New Yorkers are African Americans, fewer than 4% of our doctors are. This absence of African American doctors contributes to the ongoing health emergency of non-white New Yorkers. Diversity in healthcare lead to the identification of factors responsible for disparity in health outcomes. Therefore, we need diverse physicians to bring this knowledge to medically underserved communities. Diversity in medicine pipeline programs and scholarships, like that of the Associated Medical School of New York, work because it provides for students who face financial barriers to a career in medicine the opportunity to fulfill their dream of service to underserved communities, which are often communities that resemble those from which they came. I thank the New York State Legislature for prioritizing diversity in medicine.
Hi, my name is Santia Gomez. I am a second-year medical student at SUNY Downstate College of Medicine, and I participated in the AMSNY funded postbac program at the University at Buffalo. I believe in diversifying New York's doctors because patients from underrepresented populations experience better health outcomes when they see themselves reflected in the physicians that are providing their care. And on top of that, Black, Latino, and LGBT physicians are more likely to practice in underserved areas and for underrepresented populations. As a transgender Latina studying medicine, I know that diversity in medicine pipeline programs and scholarships like AMSNY's work because I'm here in Brooklyn in my second year of medical school. And unfortunately, women of my experience are incredibly rare to find within this field. And so we need more trans people of color in medicine if we're going to improve healthcare for these populations. So thank you, New York State Legislature, for prioritizing diversity in medicine.
Hi, my name is Luna Maria Paredes, and I am part of the current AMSNY program happening in 2020-2021. I believe in diversifying doctors in medicine and in New York because we want more people like me to basically serve and to relate to our patients of color. Additionally, many students like me from underrepresented background have many challenges to make it to this field today. The reason why I believe initiatives like this are to be supported. Diversity pipeline program in medicine and a scholarship like AMSNY work because many of my peers part of this program before are currently successful medical students and practicing physicians in underserved communities. Thank you, New York Legislature, for supporting diversity in medicine.
Hello, my name is Jerlyn Garrow and I am a current student of the AMSNY postbac program. I believe in diversifying New York's doctors because growing up I didn't see providers that look like me. And a lot of times it's because underrepresented students are faced with a lot of challenges as they explore the medical school application process, such as what is the criteria and what are the prerequisites. And that was one of the challenges I faced. Diversity in medicine pipeline programs and scholarships like AMSNY work because it helps underrepresented students like myself showcase what we are capable of doing by simply being given a chance to do so and removing some of the barriers for us. This is all in hopes to increase the diversity in medicine. I want to thank the New York State Legislature for prioritizing diversity in medicine. Thank you so much for your time and your attention.
Hi, my name is Jeannie C., and I'm the Chief Medical Officer at the Institute for Community Living. At ICL, we serve over 10,000 people with developmental disabilities, mental illness, and substance use. At our East New York hub, we have a comprehensive system of behavioral and physical health services. Nearly every person we serve is a person of color. Most are from low-income backgrounds, and many, if not all, have experienced at least systemic racism or other forms of trauma. This trauma makes it really hard for folks to connect with their doctors and to trust that the healthcare system is going to be for them. We understand how important cultural responsiveness is to people's ability to connect with their doctors. And that's why a diverse physician workforce is so important. There's already a shortage of physicians, if not a shortage of diverse physicians. We really need to change the system and create more opportunities for training for people of all backgrounds. A diverse physician workforce will equal better health for our communities.
Hi, my name is Dr. Sebastian Placide, and I'm an alumnus of the AMSNY Post-Baccalaureate programs and a 3-time recipient of the AMSNY Diversity in Medicine Scholarship. AMSNY is a program that is near and dear to my heart, and frankly, without such a program, I would not be sitting here today talking to you. I'm from an underserved community in Brooklyn, and I've always had the dream of returning to my community and serving as a practicing physician. AMSNY has given me the opportunity to do so, and has given many other alumni of the AMSNY program the same opportunity. My community is a place where individuals did not really have a strong trust in the medical system and did not see many individuals that look like them that would help them navigate the system. Currently, I'm working as a resident at the Yale New Haven Health Medical System in Connecticut with plans to return to New York State to practice in an underserved community. I have seen firsthand how the COVID-19 epidemic, or pandemic has devastated communities of color and communities that are largely underrepresented. These communities represent about 1/3 of New York State's population, but only a fraction of the physician workforce are from those same backgrounds. It's important that the New York State Legislature continues to fund these programs. I thank you all for your funding in the past, but this funding needs to continue if we are to help rebuild these communities that are devastated by COVID-19 and to continue to build strong healthcare infrastructures for the future. I think to invest in AMSNY is to invest in the people of New York. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Gary Butts, Executive Vice President and Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Mount Sinai Health System. I'm also Chair for the Committee on Diversity and Multicultural Affairs for Associated Medical Schools of New York. Diversity in medicine and healthcare matter, not the least of which because it's important for us to optimize the care for people of color and for the increasingly diverse patient populations that we serve. The programs sponsored by Diversity in Medicine grant at AMS New York are particularly unique in that they help to expand the pool of interested and prepared individuals from Black and Latinx communities who will be healthcare providers in the future. So I applaud your efforts in supporting these programs in the past, and we look forward to your continued support as we move ahead. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Roswell. I'm the Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell. I believe diversifying our doctors in New York is critically important. It's because it's about health equity. We're in the midst of this COVID-19 syndemic, which is bringing together the impacts of a novel coronavirus with the accentuated impacts of structural racism, structural inequities, and social inequities, which brings forth all of the health disparities that we're seeing associated with COVID-19. Pipeline programs like ones that AMSNY supports are critically important to reaching this mission. Here at the School of Medicine, we have pipeline programs that start back at the elementary school, those for junior high school students, and undergrads. This is really important to really reaching those milestones of diversity, equity, and inclusion. I would like to extend my deep gratitude and appreciation to the New York State Legislature for actually prioritizing and committing to advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in medicine.